Welcome to Scrap the Sketch with Susanne from the channel Genre and myself. This is the sketch Susanne chose this time, and it's from Pink and Paper Shop. So in the beginning I always like to show you what I'm using, so the sketch, my picture, and then it's this hexagon style on the sketch, and I don't have any punch or like a cameo or silhouette, so I have to do it like by myself, and that's what I use. Oh, I have to check what's the English name for this. So but first I'm going through my paper. I'm still using the Great Paper Maggie Holmes Flourish collection, since I have it as this big 12 by 12 paper pad, and so I'm using it. I like to use my stash. So this is the paper I chose because it's the brightest in the whole collection. And excuse me that I don't know the English term for this little thing here. So what I'm doing basically is making a circle, and then I stitch at any point you can stitch into or on the line of the circle, and then you make to your right and left, you cross the line. And then you connect always two points with each other. So where the intersection of the circle and the second mark you made. Okay, so I hope you can understand. But you can Google it, or you can go on YouTube and check out how to make your own hexagon. So I made this here, and then I'm cutting it out. And I prepared several different sizes so I can decide on which size I'm going to use. So done. Easy, right? So in case you shouldn't have any punch or device which would help you cutting out hexagons, it's easy peasy to do it by yourself. So, and then as I said, I prepared several different sizes, and now I'm checking which size I'm going to use. So there are 4 of these biggest ones, and first I try with the biggest ones I made and check, yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it would be too tight on the layout, so I go with the second biggest, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it will fit, so I take this one, and then I use some, I don't know if it's what's the real term. Maybe you can tell me in the comments below. Is it deli paper or is it sandwich paper, or it doesn't matter? I can see both of it. So I use this sandwich paper, or so I say sandwich paper, where you wrap your sandwiches for lunch. And so I traced around each of the hexagon, and then I cut them out, and I will use them on my layout. So I will include a picture here. So I made 4 of the biggest one of the next second, 4 of third second biggest, and 1 of the smallest. And then off camera I stitched each of the hexagon with white normal thread on my layout. So I did this to give it a bit more impact, and since it's very, I mean, it's a little transparent and it has not a lot of impact. It would be different if I would have chosen to go with a different maybe pattern paper and cut out the hexagons, but I didn't. So I wanted to have a very soft feel to it. So the last one, the smallest one, which is darker gray on the sketch, I haven't attached yet, so I'm going to choose the right spot for it. Since it's not the same dimension in my or on my layout as in the sketch, it needs to be placed somewhere else. At least I feel like it. So, and then I take my awl and I stitch the holes, or I poke holes into both layers, the sandwich paper and my 12 by 12 pattern paper, and then I use normal white thread, extra strong, and stitch it on my layout. And this is what I basically did with all other hexagons as well. So yeah, it takes some time, and that's why I like to prepare it beforehand, or maybe I don't record when I stitch main part, I just record a tiny part so you can get the feeling what I did. And then When this is finished, I go to my layer of the picture. The picture is this flower bouquet. Do we say it like this? I got for International Women's Day from my hubby. So Nils surprised me with this flowers at that day, and yeah, for me it's a pretty important day because I'm a woman who likes, or I really appreciate everything I can do, because I know and I always kind of remember that there are lots of women still, and they don't have all the rights I have, and it took other women before my generation to fight for all the rights we have, and this is what I really appreciate, and that is what I'm wanting to document here. And it's not about that Niels gave me these flowers, it's about the importance of this day we have on the March 8th every year. And so for me, I don't know how it's in your country, but for us or for me in Germany, it feels like that women rights, or feeling, or having the feeling that you are equal, it's getting a bit lost, and this makes me really angry. And I can't understand women which are not standing up or taking what they can or what they're allowed to do. I mean, I have the right to get education, to go to university, and so on, at least normal education, and it should be every woman's wish to have an education and kind of be able to provide for themselves. So at least this is my point of view. Maybe every woman can have a different point of view, but that's my point of view. So, and that's why this day is important to me. And I say to my colleagues, happy Women's Day, and I really appreciate that Niels gave me these flowers. So, as you said, I chose a darker flourish design paper for my layer, and I put it on foam tape and then on my layout. So now I'm going through other supplies like enamel dots, because I'm thinking about using enamel dots to make these tiny circles on the sketch, and then it's time for my title. I also went to some of the Tim Holtz phrase stickers, and I'm going to use two of them, but not to my title. I wanted to have, should be a very subtle, soft layout. The picture is pretty dark and dominant on this layout. That's okay for me. And now I'm choosing these white puffy alphabet stickers for my title. The thing is, I don't have an E or an S, and so I'm going to make my own E and S. For the E, I'm using an F, and then I cut down a Z to get my little extra thingy on the bottom of the E. And then for the S, I'm using an 8. And basically, every 8 you can turn into an S. That's pretty easy, and yeah, you can do it. So if you have if you still have some eights, then you can make an S. Since the 8 is a little weird shaped, that it has a weird shape, so I'm still thinking maybe I should use another font or another sticker collection, but I can't find anything what I really like. So in the end, I'm deciding on, it's okay if it's not looking perfect. Nobody is perfect, right? So why does it need to be really perfect? So I will make it just as good as I can, and then it will be fine. So yeah, so this the Women's Day is always on the 8th, as I said, 8th of March, as I said. And so since it's very early in the month, and I checked my phone for pictures, I have basically no other picture what is really important for me before, so I can use it as my title page, and I'm really happy to have this topic as my cover or title page for the month of March. So yep, and what I'm doing now. I'm still checking maybe if a 5 could be better as an S, but it doesn't look good. Maybe sometimes the 5s look good, and maybe you can turn a 5, the number 5, into an S, but most often you can't. So it's better to go with the 8 and then turning it into an S. So now I'm putting down my title. I really want to have it placed at the right spot. So I'm checking it twice, and then I'm just going for it. So as I said, it's a layout. It should always appeal to your own eyes. So every person who is doing their own layouts, it's important that you like it the most, or that you are okay with it. It doesn't matter what other people are saying, right? So if it's good for you, it's good, and it can go into your album, and it's fine. And even if it's not perfect, and you have a day where you feel like, maybe it's not the best layout that I ever made, it's okay. So for me, it's really, I have the question, or I'm thinking about, do men scrap? So when I look at like Instagram or YouTube, it's artists like painting and so, and maybe journaling and so. There you have also men doing it. Not very many, but you have a few. But I'm really interested if men also do scrapbook layouts like 12 by 12 or other sizes, or Project Life. So that's a question I had in my head. So now I'm finding the space for some journaling. I take a quote from Coco Chanel, and the quote is saying a woman should be two things: who and what she wants. So I think this is a really nice quote for this layout, because this is also how I feel. I feel like I can do and be the person I want. It doesn't matter if I'm a woman, right? So, and I'm a very outgoing, or like outspoken. Do you say it like this? Outspoken person. I say what I think. I mean, I don't say everything I think, but I say when it's for me, it's important. I don't be too shy to say what I think, and even if I know that sometimes it might hurt, or people will feel like criticized. But the point is, if we don't say what we are thinking, how can we change things, or how can things be as we like to have them? I mean, there's always compromising, and you can't not just go and hurt people. That's not my point of being outspoken. Outspoken or open means that you are not too shy and let people put their thoughts or their opinion as yours, or that you think they are always right. You have your own opinion, you have your own mind, so that's important. Okay, so and now I'm thinking that I'm using these, or first I'm thinking I'm using an Evernote to make these circles as the like little embellishment, round embellishment on the layout, but it didn't fit, or it didn't appeal to me to be right. So I went into my punch box and grabbed these two punches, this tiny one and the normal size. I don't know what size this is, a half an inch or so, or an inch. I have no idea. I have just 3 circle punches. So I took the 2 small sizes, and then I punched from the same paper which I used for the layer, some circles, and I'm putting them on foam tape, and then I place them at the spots where it says in the sketch. So this time I feel like it's the first time I really went with the sketch, and it is the sketch where I changed the least. So I really stuck to the sketch and made my own layout. So, and I like it. It's bright. It's not that I feel like it's the best one, but it's good. So, and now I will show some pictures so you can see it in the whole beauty. And I hope you'll like the sketch and also my layout, and check out Susanne's, her channel name is Schnullo. Check her channel out and see what she made. I'm pretty sure it will be amazing. So have a good day. Bye bye.